This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime. In association with Micromax. Nothing like anything.
Welcome to this brand new show. If you have any queries concerning your education, what course to study your way, or need help applying for that dream job, look no further. Also, if you have any innovation or idea to your name which you believe all of India must know about, well, you can tweet us, email us, or even get onto our NDTV social page. It's all happening right here. Today, of course, our very special focus. We've got Nikhil Mahajan studying electrical engineering at IIT Delhi, and Dev Priya Mishra, who's studying mechanical engineering also at IIT Delhi. We're going to get some talking points from them and see why they believe the course they study is tailor-made for them and why they believe it is preferable as well. Also, as always, our expert Mahesh Perry with us to moderate this and make sense of this debate as it plays out over the next couple of minutes. So we'll start right away. You'll have 1 minute to make your point. Dave, first with you, why did you choose mechanical engineering? Your time starts now.
When we pass out from schools, you have some interest. So for me, it was mechanics. And I was someone who wanted to work on machines, who wanted to feel objects. I could have opted for electrical or computer science in some other IIT, but I chose mechanical at my rank because I thought that doing something that too much abstract or too much mathematical will not give me that much feel when I'll be working on some machine, when I'll be doing maybe a simulation. We say that mechanical was an evergreen branch. You say that there is recession in computer science department, people will be giving you fund days, that there'll be recession in electrical engineering, computer science, but mechanical and civil, they are evergreen branches. You'll get jobs, you'll get research opportunities, wide spectrum of research opportunities you have. But I'm not sure how true they were. Right. But still, at that point of time, there was one point that
you did believe that exactly. Your time's actually up there, so you thought it was slightly more safer, that wouldn't sort of be influenced by all of this. But is reality different? We'll come to that in just a bit. But Nikhil, why electrical engineering?
Yeah, so when I was in 11th and 12th, I was really interested in the basic sciences, physics and mathematics, right? So now electrical engineering, so I did not have any exposure in engineering per se. But electrical engineering, as I heard, offered the most flexible curriculum. So I could have exposure in the most diverse set of fields if I went into electrical engineering. And electrical engineering was something which had an excellent mix of physics and mathematics amongst all the branches that I could think of. So I preferred electrical engineering just to get an exposure and decide what's the career choice that I want to make, because I wasn't really sure about what is the field that I really want to go into.
Great. Thanks very much. But you mentioned that the reality might be different. Nikhil, your next question is, what are the opportunities like now that you've been doing it?
Yes.
What are the opportunities like, and has it lived up to what you had in mind?
So I've been doing this for 3 years now, right? I'm a third year undergrad. I have had exposure in a diverse set of fields, and it is actually true that electrical engineering offers you a lot of exposure. I'll give you an example. Our IIT Delhi's head of department of computer science is an IIT Delhi graduate in electrical engineering. So that is the kind of flexibility that electrical engineering offers. But then I've had this exposure, and I've had exposure in some other fields as well. For example, I would want to go into academics, into policy research preferably, or something like that. So the kind of exposure that I've got is actually more than I expected when I entered IIT, and now I'm going to something which is completely different from engineering. So that way, yes, I would say it has lived up to what I expected IIT to be.
Right, that's of course quite fortunate. It's always good to hear someone say that the opportunities are far more than I thought. Dave, has that been your experience as well?
Yeah, IIT Delhi especially has a lot to offer you. I mean, as he said, that it's not just what you expect, it's obviously more than. I'm not very sure that the kind of exposure that I wanted in mechanical engineering I've got or not, but surely the kind of exposure, how I have evolved as an individual, how much exposure I have is more than what I've expected. And what I would say is that it depends on a lot that what you aspire to be. And when you are in IIT, you just want to be an engineer. But once you are here, you see so many people doing a lot of things. Like one of our dean, Professor Ambud Sagar, he has done his research MS in mechanical. Then he went to policy research from MIT, and now he's back in IIT are dealing with us, are teaching us humanities courses. So if that is something that, that attracts you more, then obviously you'll not be just concerned about how much exposure you have in mechanical engineering department. But yes, as I want to be an entrepreneur after say 2, 3, 4 years, then for me, what I am looking forward from IIT is that how much network I can build, how well I can develop my skills, communication, how well I can adapt to situation, how can
Your time's up, by the way. Yeah. Okay. Mahesh, makes sense of all that you've heard. It's not really one versus the other here, but just the different kind of opportunities that are available.
Which is right. I think the two of them have confined themselves to IIT Delhi. So in a certain sense, I think they were a bit defensive in talking about the course, if I were to say. Because very clearly when I heard the two of them, I think that, Nikhil is more satisfied than him. And he's not coming out, but I think there is some sense that mechanical engineering that he preferred, he talked about his passion for instruments and the stuff.
Yes.
It's not really resulting in what he ultimately wants to do, because he's now talking about communication skills, presentation and network, which is not what mechanical engineering is all about. It's something more than that. And this anyway you're going to get if you are into a good peer learning group. So he can choose anything and he'll still have that network. So mechanical engineering is not adding to the whole thing. So
what more would you have liked to see? What are the couple of things, maybe the top 3 things that you believe are needed or could be added or could change the view that Mahesh seems to have of you?
So first of all, I'd like to respond to you. It's not just about that when I'm saying that I want to be an entrepreneur, I won't be using mechanical. Believe me, when I'm thinking of a business idea, when I'm thinking of what I'll be doing it's completely related to mechanical engineering. I want to do something in green energy. I've done courses and there at that point of time, just go through the Silicon Valley. What do these people do there? People who pass out from schools, they just talk to people, they start something, and then you say that, see, the computer science engineering, the Silicon Valley is prospering. But when we do that, you feel that maybe we're not able to relate that much to mechanical engineering, or maybe we are not able to relate to what we are studying.
I'm going to get Mahesh to respond to that. Is that fair, Mahesh? We sort of look at them in Silicon Valley and sort of say, wow, what a great job, but somehow we don't seem to put the same sort of the trust or confidence in our guys, or sort of, is that fair?
I think it's a larger scale out here that we're dealing with, Natasha. Okay. IIT Delhi is a preferred institution. So I think if you come to IIT Delhi, you need to dream, you need to really, really dream high. And it's very important, because I'd be very upset if the IIT Delhi students stop dreaming about what they must do next. But having said that, I would still want, in a certain sense, a greater emphasis on not communication skills. You're going to get that. Trust me, when you get into a good institution, you're going to have a great network, you're going to get into good communication skills and all. It's about, we're dealing with professional education, we're dealing with mechanical engineering. So what is it that you want to do in mechanical engineering moving forward? My question to him would be, if I were to just turn this question around, what would you want to do after you pass out of IIT Delhi?
Quickly.
Exactly. I was saying, if I'll be going, I'll be seeing what are the scopes of green energy in there, solar, wind energy, and I'll be seeing how much scope, not just when you're trying to form a company, it's not just how efficient you are, it's more about how much, what's the market set in front of you.
I'm comfortable with that.
I'm just going to try and hear from Nikhil as well. Nikhil, let's sort of open the debate there, bring you in again. What next for you?
So what next for me? So I've already dabbled into policy research. I'll probably try to get into academics, or I may also try for the civil services, because that gives me the option of making policy and implementing it as well. So that is something that I'm looking forward to. But at the same time, the kind of exposure that I've got in electrical engineering, that makes me technically very competent. And in today's age, I think that it's very important for policy makers, right, to understand what's really going on and what are the opportunities that are available to the policy makers to implement stuff for the people.
That's actually a very good point, and good to hear that there's someone wanting to go into policy, into research. How unusual is it to see India's brightest minds looking at policy? Because largely when we hear, at least from a layperson's perspective, it just seems to be everyone's running after that big placement, that big pay package. Kaun banega crorepati starts starts really early. So Mahesh?
I think, Natasha, this country would not move forward unless we have good professional minds taking up governance, right? And it is so important that publicly funded institutions like IIT Delhi and the cream you are talking about the best students out here. They must start working on policy research, and I'm so happy that Nikhil is working on that. And at any point in time, I'd prefer an IIT Delhi electrical engineering student doing policy research, understanding what are the things that will change, give a new direction to this country, getting into civil services and actually implementing that.
But is this sort of restricted to, say, a premier institute
I
like
think so.
like
I think so
the
because the
IITs?
opportunities are, they have so many centers of excellence. I don't know how many centers of excellence that IIT Delhi has, but I think that there'll be 20 plus if I'm not wrong. And
There are a lot of them.
yeah, so that opens up the world for them, which would not be the case for 99.8% of the institutions in this country.
Right. And even though it's research and all, does it sort of fall sort of in line with expectations at home?
Yeah. So that yes was a little bit of a problem. So when I talk at home, I talk about me dabbling into policy research and maybe also civil services. So civil services is a preferred option back home.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But policy research seems sounds a little problematic.
Yeah, but I think research increasingly is becoming more remunerative. And there is a market demand for research. There are a lot of people who are willing to support research. The government of India has tens of thousands of scholarships for research, where you continue to study and you paid a stipend of 15, 20, 25,000 rupees.
I'll give you an example. This is this Young India Fellowship,
Absolutely.
which has been floated, and we had a mailer regarding that. So the PMO is funding us. So there's a lot of opportunities in policy
That's
research.
been
as well.
the big thing that the PMO has been
Yes.
sort of pushing. Now, when you talk about working in the sort of the energy areas that you've focused on, what are sort of like the key things, the key skills that you believe IITs helped you acquire? How has IIT helped you here?
First of all, I have basics are the most important things. The fundamentals should be strong. So I personally feel that the kind of courses that I've done, I was on an exchange to Korea. That was one of the opportunities that IIT provided me. I went there, I saw the scope there. I mean, the kind of huge investment that Korean government is doing in this, especially in wind energy. And then that actually motivated me that when I'm back to India, I can actually focus on when in the last year, I'll be doing my BTP, so BTech project. When I'm doing this project, then I will try to focus on just solar energy or wind energy because I got an exposure through IIT. The second thing was, I have already told you about the courses. The second thing was the kind of people I interact with.
That, of course, being very key.
Our professors who are doing good research, who are there working with industries, who are working with Suzlon, who are working with some other small startups.
And their experience and how you can really borrow from them. Well, on that note, we're going to slip into a quick break. There's lots more where this is coming from. Join us right back.
You can be sure that every person who's studying at IIT Delhi is going to do something good in his life.